Welcome to Life Happens, where Texans come to protect their legacy and prepare for the second half of life. Join your host, attorney Kim Hegwood with Hegwood Law Group, and our weekly guest as we navigate the challenges that emerge as life happens. Now here's your host, Kim Hegwood.
Good morning to Life Happens. I'm Kim Hegwood, and today we have a very special guest. It's Shonah Jefferson with Chefs for Seniors, and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And so today we're going to talk about food after 50, and so as far as adjusting your eating habits as you age, I noticed that my body, as I've gotten over 50, hasn't done well with my food choices. So what have you learned in starting this business as far as the connection between, nutrition and aging?
Mm-hmm. Well, food is medicine. So you are what you eat. And I know we've been hearing that since we were probably in kindergarten. You are what you eat, you are what you eat. But as we get older, it does become so important because the food choices we make really affect the outcomes that we see as we age, as far as diabetes, blood pressure, hypertension, digestive issues, cognitive issues, Alzheimer's, dementia, all of that. Our food plays a role in all of that. So the better we eat and the more nutrients we get in our bodies, the better we are going to feel, the better we are going to age, and the better chance that we have of not developing chronic health issues. Because the last thing that you want is to, as you get older, to be on 5, 6, 7, 10 medications when you can avoid, most of us can avoid a lot of that just by changing our eating habits here and there.
Do you find, I find now that I've gotten older that I'm looking for that quick fix. I've been at work all day. I don't want to go home and cook a meal. What fast can I grab to get something? And it's not necessarily, the things I should be eating. And
Right.
So do you find that a lot of seniors are having the same kind of difficulty?
Oh, definitely. And for a lot of my clients, they no longer work. So it's not so much the issue of they're coming home from work and they don't know what to eat. For them it's I had knee replacement and my knees just don't, or I need a knee replacement, man, my knees just don't work, or my hips don't work, or they have COPD and they can't stand in front of the stove anymore, or they have Parkinson's, or they're a married couple and one partner has kidney disease and the other partner, who's been used to cooking a certain way, doesn't know how to cook for their spouse who has kidney disease. And for some people, they're in perfectly good health, but they've reached the age of 70, 75, 80, and they're just like, look, I've been cooking all my life. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. But they all want and need to eat healthy meals.
Yeah. And so that couldn't be so true, in that aspect of it. And so do you find that that seniors, especially today, have a lack of access to healthy foods that prevent them from eating better? What do you think is more of the crisis?
Well, I think it's really depends on their socioeconomic status, to be honest with you. So for seniors who are in a lower income bracket, for them it really is lack of access, because a lot of them may live in a food desert where they really don't have access to grocery stores that have really good fresh fruits and vegetables and meats and things like that. The closest thing to them, or the most convenient thing to them, is the corner food store, which just has lots of processed foods. So for seniors in a lower income bracket, that's the issue. For other seniors, the issue is, for some of them, they no longer drive. They no longer can drive. And so they're dependent upon either, their loved ones to bring them food or to go grocery shopping for them. If they can afford it, they can do the grocery delivery. But even then, if they depend on loved ones, a lot of times the loved ones don't have time to go to the grocery store or to cook healthy meals for themselves, much less for their parents or their aunts and uncles. And so what they do is they pick up what's convenient, and which tends to be either fast food or processed foods, whatever's convenient. And so it is a big problem. In fact, statistics show anywhere from 40 to 60% of seniors who are admitted to the ER in any given year suffer from malnutrition.
That's sad.
And so that's very sad. And so what ends up happening for a lot of people, for a lot of seniors and for their caregivers, they make the decision to put them in assisted living or in a nursing home. And one of the main reasons is, well, we just can't feed them. We don't know what to feed them. We don't know how to feed them. And so when that happens, they just end up going where they have food readily available. But just because food is readily available still doesn't mean that the seniors are going to eat it, because they just may not like it. And it's something that's not prepared, necessarily customized to their taste or their likes or their dislikes. It's just, something that's on a menu and it's time for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, I'm one of those very picky eaters, so, and ironically enough, as I got to be a young adult, when I got married, I was kind of forced to learn to eat a lot more vegetables and things than I ever did as a kid, and I found that by trying them again, I found that there was a bunch of them I did like, that I hadn't eaten, all through my teenage years, because I'm pretty sure I ate junk all through then. And, so, but it didn't, then you're a teenager, it doesn't matter what you eat. I was still, rail thin, unfortunately I'm on the other side going, oh, everything is staying with me. And so, but I like food, so, so it makes it a lot more difficult. And then I think about how we used to cook, with that tub of bacon grease that was beside the stove all the time, so you just took a dollop of that and threw it in because, it makes everything taste good.
Yeah, everything tastes better with bacon.
So that always made it a little more difficult, and, and things like that. And so what do you find is that, since you've been doing this, what do you find that is something small that you can change to, like the one thing maybe that if I wanted to change my diet a little bit, what's one big thing? And I think I heard you talk earlier about, decreasing sugar. And so, but for me, that seems to be really difficult to do because I like my coffee in the morning, but they're not making my favorite sugar-free creamer anymore, and I can't drink it black. And so, so how do you go about helping, I guess what's a big thing we can do to kind of help people like me that are really like sugar to come off of sugar, and so to decrease the amount of sugar that we're taking?
Okay. So one of the easiest things is, first of all, just don't buy it and keep it in the house. So if it's not there, it's all about temptation. So if there are no Oreos in your house, you can't eat Oreos.
Yeah. I bought a big bag of Christmas Rolos at Christmas thinking the grandkids were going to eat them. No. I ate most of them. So I'm like, can't bring it in the house. I'm like, can't bring it in the house because I will eat it. So that's probably the best thing. And so easy to do. Just don't buy it at the store,
But I realize that's easier said than done. And so instead of, saying go cold turkey and stop buying it, reduce what you buy. Buy it in those 100 calorie little snack packets.
Yeah.
So, and then just discipline yourself to eat just one. Read your food labels. And so me personally, what I do is I read labels, and I have, my goal is anything that has basically more than 15 grams of sugar per serving, I don't bring it home. So that is what really helps me. And then at that point, then I know I can eat, I can eat it, but eat just one. So that's a starting point. Eating more fruits. Fruits are sweet, so finding those fruits that you really like and keeping your pantry stocked with, or your refrigerator stocked with those fruits. So if you like strawberries, if you like blueberries, oranges, apples, whatever, pineapple, whatever fruit it is that you like, keep that around. So then when you do have a taste for something sweet, you're grabbing a piece of fruit as opposed to an Oreo or Chips Ahoy or something like that. Going back to your coffee and your sugar-free creamer, they're not making it anymore. Well, what you can do is you can experiment and kind of make your own. So you can keep I keep fat-free half and half in my refrigerator all the time. Although I'm not a coffee drinker, I am a tea drinker, and some of my teas I like to put half and half in it. When I make smoothies, sometimes I like to put half and half in it. So I actually keep vanilla flavored almond milk, coconut milk, and fat-free half and half in my refrigerator. So when I have a taste and I want that creamy taste in something, those are available. And then I keep stevia. Packets available. And then the other thing that you can do is if you want like a hazelnut flavor or almond flavor.
I like my vanilla caramel.
vanilla caramel. So the one thing, they do make the liquid stevia that's flavored with caramel and vanilla. You can try those. Although in my opinion, I found that the liquid stevia is a little bitter. So just start off with a little bit and try it, but that gives you that flavor. The other way you can do that is just to keep extracts in your house, like vanilla extract, butter extract, coconut extract, rum extract, all of those flavors. And even with caramel, there are some things that you can try, like maybe a butterscotch extract to get that caramel flavor. And those extracts don't have any sugar in it. They're just giving you that flavor that you like. And so start by just putting, get a little medicine dropper and start by just putting a medicine drop of those extracts into your coffee along with the stevia, and then adding the fat-free half and half, or the coconut milk or the almond milk to it. And you just have to play with it and experiment with it until your tongue actually finds something that it likes. And the fun part is in the experimentation, because you just never know what you're going to find that you really like. So that's a way for you to still get that thrill that you get from drinking your coffee with that extra little boost of cream and sugar without the added fat and without the added sugars.
That's great. I never would have thought of that. So that's super, super. What else can seniors do to improve their health by making better choices?
Okay, so we talked about the fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. If fresh vegetables are not an option, frozen is just as good or even better, because all of the frozen foods have been flash frozen immediately after they're picked. So a lot of times frozen foods are fresher than the fresh foods that you buy in the grocery store. So that's always an option. Canned vegetables, that's just if there is no other option. And if seniors are going to eat canned vegetables, it's best they buy the ones that are no sodium added. Or if they're unable to find a no sodium added in a particular vegetable that they like, rinse this, just pour the vegetables out of the can into a colander in the sink, and then rinse it with water. And then after that, you can cook the vegetables. So that's one way. Adding whole foods. So replacing the white rice with brown rice or quinoa or other types of whole grains is always going to be better. And definitely for seniors, increasing their protein intake, eating more, making sure they're getting lots of lean meat, because as we age, we tend to lose muscle mass. And muscle mass is very important. So adding protein to diets will be very important for seniors. And like I said, they can get that from lean meats, from beans, different types of beans, whatever kind of beans they like. Also nuts. Nuts are great because, first of all, They've got a lot of protein in them. Second of all, most of them have lots of good fats, especially if you're looking at walnuts. Walnuts are a great source of omega-3s. So you're getting really good fats, monounsaturated fats. And the other thing is nuts. A handful of nuts will give you a great burst of energy, and they will make you feel full. So nuts are great.
Yeah, I like peanuts, and so I keep the small bags of peanuts here in the office, and so sometimes in the afternoon, if I'm hungry, I'll just eat the peanuts, and it fills me up. And it's a small bag. It's like a I don't know, like a little 100-calorie bag or something, just little peanuts, and they're just good. You pop them in your mouth, you eat them really quick, and it just seems to be filling for a while. So so I've tried to be better. I've got protein bars and protein snack bars and things like that, trying to eat better. And but I'm sure the coffee in the morning isn't helping. So
coffee has lots of great health benefits. So, as long as you're not adding, full fat cream to it and, loads and loads of sugar, coffee is good for you. And tea is very good for you too, especially green tea. It's very high in antioxidants. So that's something that seniors may want to look at adding to their diet, is drinking a cup of green tea every day. So getting antioxidants in. And then very important, don't leave out the dairy. Calcium is very important for especially bone strength. Seniors definitely need to keep their bone strength, because falls are very bad, and the stronger your bones are, if a senior does happen to fall, if they've got stronger bones, they're less likely to break something. So along with muscle mass, bone health is something that deteriorates as we age. So calcium is very important, and it's very easy to get calcium from dairy products, but also broccoli is very high in calcium. For seniors who like broccoli, it's good to add lots of broccoli to their diet.
Well, that's good, because that's one of those vegetables I do like. And so, but osteoporosis runs in my family. And so, I, take my Caltrate with vitamin D and minerals and all the other extra stuff that I have to have, because, my grandmother had osteoporosis really bad. And so, so now the rest of us are, trying to, stay ahead of the game, to make sure that, that we're doing all the right things, and, so that we don't have the issues that she had as she got older. And so.
Right. Vitamin D is very important. So
yes.
One of the other things, this is not necessarily something that has to do with diet, but it does have to do with lifestyle. So also getting outside and getting enough sunlight, where seniors can get natural vitamin D just from the sun. So that's also very important. And if that isn't possible, then talking to their doctor about the right amount of vitamin D supplements to take on a daily basis.
Most definitely. So you've made it your goal for seniors to eat healthy. So let's talk about that. And so tell me how your business works.
So what we do is we help seniors to maintain their independence and improve their quality of life by preparing healthy meals for them in the comfort of their homes. So my chefs will actually do the grocery shopping, do the meal planning, go to the senior's home. We bring all of our own equipment with us. So we have what I give each one of my chefs what I call a kitchen on wheels. So they have all of the tools that they need to prepare a week's worth of meals in the senior's home. And everything is customized to the senior's dietary needs and restrictions, and also just to their likes. So if a senior tells me, I've got one client, they don't like broccoli. So anything that is on our standard menu that comes with broccoli, they're going to replace with green beans or spinach or something else that they like. I have another client who doesn't eat rosemary. So anything that has rosemary in it is substituted with thyme or basil or some other herb. So everything is customized for the senior. And the chef will spend about 2.5 to 3 hours in the kitchen, prepare 4 entrees. And from those 4 entrees, the senior will get anywhere from, I'd say, 10 to 14 servings, just depending on what they select. We've got your typical comfort food items that have like meatloaf and chicken pot pie and things like that. And then we've got lots of other items. There's always salmon on the menu or some other type of fish. We also try and introduce quinoa and whole grains and brown rice into most of our dishes. For those people who don't eat meat or don't like meat, we've got vegetarian options, we've got dairy-free options, diabetic friendly, low sodium, low cholesterol, lower carb, dairy-free. So basically, we pretty much cover everything under our standard plan. And then if we need to customize it even further, we can. We have plans for people who have kidney disease and need a low potassium or low phosphorus diet. We customize for people who have issues with inflammation and need an anti-inflammatory diet, gluten-free. For those people who have food allergies, we can also accommodate their preferences as long as their allergies are not too serious. And so what happens for the senior is we basically achieve two goals in the seniors' lives. First of all, they're getting a visit either weekly or bi-weekly from a chef. And it's the same chef every week. So it's someone that they get to know that hopefully becomes like part of the family. And then, so that chef's going to come in and prepare great meals for the senior. But then the other thing that the senior gets is they get someone who's coming to their home on a regular basis, either weekly or bi-weekly. So for those seniors who are homebound, who can't get out, it's great because they look forward to the visit from their chef. And my chefs, they really get to know their clients. I've gotten to know my clients very well, and I treat them and I feel like they're family, well, which they are to me. They are family, and I make sure that I take care of them. And if something seems wrong or I can't get in touch with them, I'm reaching out to their caregiver saying, hey, he's not answering his phone. Is everything okay? So it really is a great service because we really are taking care of not only what the seniors put in their bodies as far as what they eat, we're also just really trying to feed their spirits because loneliness is rampant in the senior community. And so what we are doing is just providing an extra resource. So there's an extra person in that senior's life on a regular basis for them to talk to, and that brings them some companionship because loneliness kills just like poor eating habits kills. So we're really killing two birds with one stone, and that's what's really distinguishes our service from services where someone's just buying the meals or having the meals, doing meal prep or having the meals delivered to them in a box like through some other companies. So it's just a great fit for those seniors who are looking to eat healthy and have a little companionship at the same time.
So how many families can one chef take care of during a week? I mean, they're spending 2.5 hours at the senior's house, so do they do it Monday through Friday, 2 families a day? How does that work for someone? So, I mean, if I called and said, hey, Sean, I really want to be a client, what do you have opening? I mean, is it more like a Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon? Does it fluctuate during the week? How does your business work?
Yes, so I have several chefs who work for me, so that gives me some flexibility. Although all of my chefs don't go to all parts of the city of Houston, so what I do is I have chefs that live in each quadrant of the city, and so they don't have to drive as far. And so I have some chefs that are very efficient. So my faster chefs can do 3 people in one day. Mm. Other chefs can do 2 clients in one day. So that means on any given week, if a chef basically is available 5 days a week to me, they can actually handle anywhere from 10 to 15 clients a day. Though I will say most of my chefs all of my chefs work part-time. So I don't have any one chef that is available to me 5 days a week, all day. But what I do have is I do have some chefs that are available 3 days a week. I have some chefs that are available 2 days a week. I have some chefs that are only available 1 day a week. But what I do is I make the schedules work. And usually there's always an opening in a chef's schedule to bring on a new client. And when I find that I may be reaching capacity, then I hire another chef.
There you go. And so perfect. And I was super excited to have you on the show today because I kept thinking, wow, Chefs for Seniors, that is such a good thing to do. And two, having somebody come in and cook for me is like really, it's one of your dreams come true. I just have my own personal chef. He just comes in or she comes in and cooks my meals and I don't have to worry about it, so it's kind of like a dream come true.
And the other great thing is no dishes. My chefs, we do the dishes, we clean everything up. So the only way that you know that your chef has been there is you open the refrigerator door, and you've got a refrigerator full of packaged meals, and then your house smells really great.
Awesome. And so definitely, that is so cool. So if there's for our seniors that are listening to the show today, how do they find you?
So they can find me on my website at chefsforseniors.com/North-Houston, or they can call me at 832-956-1848, or they can email me at Shonah, SHONAH, at chefsforseniors.com.
So I'm assuming that you have the ability to have more clients, right?
Yes.
All right.
I have capacity for more clients. So
well, there you go. And so, well, Shonah, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on today. And so, because I was super excited about your show, because I'm a huge fan of having someone else cook, and most definitely. And so, and two, making sure that seniors are getting good, healthy meals and taken care of, and having companionship. Your business almost covers, a bunch of different things all at once. Because if they're going in frequently and that seniors by themselves, then they're going to notice things. Are they declining, or is there something going on? Is there, are they not dressed well, or, are they ill, and things like that, So I think it's very helpful for seniors to have that person checking on them frequently. And so, so really your people are doing multiple things that benefit that client. And so I just wanted to thank you and for doing that, because I think it's awesome. And most definitely. And it's been a pleasure having you on today.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. I really enjoyed being on here. And I thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Life Happens with Kim Hegwood. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcast as we navigate through the challenges that emerge as life happens. The content of this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship or constitute attorney-client privilege, legal, medical, financial, or any other professional advice.